Well, the Department of Justice, at least twice in the past, once in '96 and once in '99, came into this county, looked at our jail conditions, and told the sheriff, "You're conducting unconstitutionally unsafe and dangerous jails. You've got to fix it. These conditions are inhumane and cruel." Each time after signing an agreement to clean up those conditions, he's completely ignored the promises he made in '96 and '99. I'm a partner with the Stinson, Morrison, Hecker firm in Phoenix, Arizona. We represent various families in connection with claims against the Maricopa County Sheriff's Department. It is one of the most abysmal jail systems in the entire country. The conditions in our jails are unnecessarily inhumane, unnecessarily dangerous, and utterly unconstitutional. They've been taught that the more punishment that you can put onto an inmate, the better off you will be, and the higher you might move up in the department chain of command. He was sick. He fell asleep sitting against a wall in the intake facility with a bologna sandwich on his shoulder. When the detention officers screamed at him to move, he was so sick, tired, and passed out, he didn't hear it and didn't respond, and that pissed him off. And that was a death sentence for Scott Norberg. They went down after him with their stun guns, and they stunned him 19 times with these electric stun guns. The burn marks were all over his body. It's a two-pronged stun gun. Then someone took their boot, kicked him in the throat so hard it broke his larynx. They weren't finished with him yet, though. They picked him up and they put him in a restraint chair and tied him off, tied his ankles and his wrists and his arms down, put a strap across his chest, and then forced his head down into his chest and held it down there. During that process, they also put a towel over his face, and a detention officer was standing behind him, tightening the towel over his face. While 9 other detention officers pushed Scott forward, they continued to push him forward, and he died of positional asphyxia. Now, what happened to those 9 detention officers that participated in at least a manslaughter? They were warned that they were killing this guy. All 9 of them were promoted within the MCSO. They took a man, a 125-pound man, who was retarded. He had the mentality of a 12 to 14-year-old boy. They took that man, put him in a restraint chair, and then 10 of them did the same thing. One of the MCSO nurses came to check Mr. Agster out to see if he was doing okay. He was already in cardiac arrest code. She checks him out and says he's faking it. This retarded man is faking his own death. They get him no help.
How recent have deaths occurred in the jails?
They happen all the time. One happened 2 months ago. Another one happened 4 months ago. And you know, there's another thing that happens here. Many of those people that die there don't have family in the valley. They just simply ship them off, and they're buried, and it's never recorded and never reported. One of the most recent deaths occurred with a man whose family was in Mexico. The MCSO attempted very hard to cover up that death. They will cover up, they will hide, they will lie, they will do whatever they can do to avoid the predictable consequences of this culture of cruelty. I mean, how could anybody truly be surprised that we have so many deaths, so many injuries in this jail system when the man at the top says, "I want you to punish people in my jails. Make them as bad as you can make them."